Does your mind ever feel busy or overwhelmed, as though your thoughts are racing faster than you can follow? And no matter how much you try to settle them, nothing quite works. In those moments, it can feel like you are not fully here, not fully present. Grounding is a simple way of bringing yourself back into the present moment when you are feeling scattered. In this video, we are going to explore grounding and its benefits for the mind and body. Hi, welcome to my channel, where we gently explore spirituality, inner growth, reflection, and reconnecting with ourselves. What is grounding? It is the practice of bringing our attention back into the present moment through our body. It is a way of moving out of constant thinking and into what we can feel, sense, and notice right now. When we feel anxious, overwhelmed, or even close to a panic attack, our attention often moves into the past or the future. We begin analyzing, overthinking, and trying to work everything out at once. Grounding brings us back to what is here, in this moment. Now that we know what grounding is, how can we tell when we are not grounded? We may notice this when our thoughts are racing or repetitive, when our body feels tense, or when our chest feels tight. Small things may begin to feel overwhelming, and our reactions may feel stronger than usual. Sometimes it can feel like we are slightly disconnected, as though we are not fully present in our own body. These are signs that our system may be overloaded, and that our attention has moved away from the present moment. Grounding helps us feel more stable when our thoughts begin to take over. Instead of being pulled in different directions, we begin to feel more centered and steady. This is closely connected to mindfulness, which simply means being aware of what is happening in the present moment. When we are grounded, we are not trying to fix or control everything. We are simply allowing ourselves to pause, notice, and settle. Over time, this can also support better sleep. When the body feels calmer and less tense, it can become easier to fall asleep, stay asleep, and rest more deeply through the night. There is also a simple physical reason why grounding can feel calming. When our attention moves into the body, it can signal to the nervous system that we are safe. This may help slow our breathing, reduce tension, and lower the sense of urgency within the body. Over time, this can support things like blood pressure, circulation, pain levels, and even inflammation in the body. The brain also begins to shift from constant thinking into sensing, from analyzing into experiencing. Some people also explore grounding through direct contact with the earth, such as walking barefoot on grass or sand. The idea is that the earth carries a natural electrical charge, and contact with it has subtle effects on the body. This area is still being studied, but many people notice that time spent in nature helps them feel calmer and more settled. Some research has also explored grounding in more practical ways, including systems that allow contact with the earth while indoors, such as conductive mats or surfaces. These are designed to maintain a connection with the ground, even when we are inside. While this area is still being explored, it suggests that grounding may be something we can incorporate more regularly into everyday life, not only outdoors, but also within our home environment. Perhaps you have noticed this yourself, after spending time in nature, or walking barefoot on the beach, and feeling a little more calm and balanced afterwards. One of the simplest ways to ground ourselves is through the breath. We might begin by simply noticing that we are breathing, then gently allow the breath to slow, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. As we exhale through the mouth, the body releases carbon dioxide, which is a natural waste gas, and this can help regulate breathing and reduce internal tension. A slower, steady exhale can also stimulate the vagus nerve, which plays a role in helping the body relax and return to a calmer state. We do not need to force anything. Even a few slower breaths can begin to bring our attention back into the body. Another simple approach is body awareness and orientation. We might begin by noticing our feet on the ground, or the weight of our body in a chair. We might notice our hands, or the feeling of our clothing against our skin. There is no need to analyze anything. Just notice what is there. We can also gently bring awareness to our surroundings, noticing where we are, what is around us, and how our body is positioned in the space. This sense of orientation can help us feel more present and more connected to the moment. These small details can help anchor us and bring our attention back to the present. Spending time in nature can be deeply grounding. This might be at the beach, in a forest, in a park, or near water such as an ocean, lake, or river. We might walk barefoot on sand or grass, or simply spend a few quiet moments outside. Being around trees and plants can have a naturally calming effect. For example, we might return to a familiar place in nature, somewhere that feels calm and settled. We might sit with our back against a tree, feel the ground beneath us, or gently touch the leaves around us. Over time, that space can begin to feel like somewhere our body recognizes, where it can relax more easily. There is also the idea that the body has its own energy field, sometimes described as a toroidal field, and that being in contact with nature may help bring it into balance. Whether we experience this physically, mentally, or emotionally, nature often gives our body something calm and stable to return to. A simple technique we can use when our mind feels busy or overwhelmed is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. This gently brings our attention back into the present moment through the senses. We might begin by noticing 5 things we can see, then 4 things we can feel, 3 things we can hear, 2 things we can smell, and 1 thing we can taste. This is not something we need to rush. We can take our time with it. As we move through each step, our attention begins to shift away from our thoughts and back into what is real and present around us. Visualization can also support grounding. This can be done while standing, sitting in a chair, or lying down. It can be done in nature or inside our home. Even if we are surrounded by concrete or indoors, this practice can still be effective. We might imagine roots extending from the soles of our feet into the earth, holding us steady and supported. The image doesn't have to be detailed or perfect. Just allow the feeling of being connected and stable. Grounding meditations also work in a similar way, helping guide our attention back into the body. For example, when we are lying in bed with our thoughts racing, instead of trying to stop them, we can listen to a grounding meditation and allow our body to settle gradually. If you feel drawn to explore this more deeply, we do have a grounding meditation on this channel. Grounding does not need to be something we set aside time for. It can happen in small moments throughout the day. We might take a breath before entering a room, or pause before responding to something. We might notice our body while making a drink, or while sitting quietly for a moment. Over time, these small moments begin to build a habit of returning to ourselves. Grounding is not about doing something perfectly or controlling our thoughts. It is simply a way of returning to ourselves, of coming back to the present moment and allowing the body to settle. We can return to this at any time without pressure, and sometimes that simple return is enough to change the way we feel. Next week, we will be exploring cleansing and how to begin letting go of what we no longer need to carry. If this interests you, I hope you'll join us. Until next time, love yourself deeply. If this resonated with you, please don't forget to like the video. You're also welcome to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. I love reading them. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing. It's completely free and it helps support the channel. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. See you in the next one.